This is The Business Experience Show, where we connect those who want to know more about digital marketing, social media, and business strategy with entrepreneurs who are succeeding in today's marketplace. Follow our blog, join our online network, or connect with us at thebusinessexperienceshow.com. And now, your host, Lisa Caprelli.
Welcome to another edition of the Business Experience Show. I'm Lisa Caprelli, my co-host Brian Gapps. Today's guest has a career doing something many people, young and old, can only dream of doing, which is driving cars very fast, legally, and getting paid for it. He is the lead engineer for HyperCar development. Please welcome Safa Yousef. Welcome, Safa.
Hi, Lisa. Thanks for having me on the show.
Hi, Safa. Thanks for being here. Let's get right into it. Tell us about HyperCar development.
Well, HyperCar development is a program that we started several years ago, and our primary focus is the McLaren platforms. We take these incredible machines and just elevate their performance to a whole nother level. The word supercar is not exclusive enough anymore. Now the new term of hypercar, very few cars these days can actually play at that level or in that league itself.
And Safa, why McLaren?
McLaren's, I've always been a huge fan of their technology, their racing heritage, and just their engineering is, in my opinion, is probably one of the most amazing platforms on the road right now in racing. It's all around. It's a great car, and everything that we do in our program, we like to actually preserve all those traits that you get straight from McLaren.
Safa, tell us about your background and how you fell in love with the car industry and being an engineer.
Well, when it comes to McLaren, I actually fell in love with them back when I was in 7th grade. I saw the introduction of the F1 and was never, ever interested in cars until I just saw that article. For whatever reason, that car just grabbed me, and it kept my attention from the beginning of the article to the very end of it, and I've just been following the cars, following the company, and that led me in the direction of engineering and motorsports, and ever since I can remember, I've always just been now fascinated by speed and just adrenaline. It's fun, but it's also, I like the challenge. I like when people see that there's a roadblock, it can't be done. I like to think around it and accomplish that challenge.
Safa, we live in Southern California. Our show is based out of Southern California, and we have a very fast car culture. We see a lot of high-end vehicles on the roads and things. First of all, what's the difference between a supercar and a hypercar?
The supercar category, I think, is now not exclusive enough anymore, just because with the shift in technology, and where you have cars that are now not, you can have a car that's less than $100,000 that can perform as much as a $200,000 car. So there had to be a new category created. There had to be a new challenge for our technology, our engineering abilities as an industry, and that's where the hypercar category came in. And it's just a whole nother level with only a select few can achieve and play at in that league.
You've taken the hypercar out to the racetrack. What's been some of the feedback that you've been proud of?
The most important feedback that we like to look for, and we like hearing from people and clients when they demo the cars for the first time, is how civilized it still is. When it's easy to drive, and then when you take it to the track, you can actually alter the car's attitude and have it just go full blown into race mode. And then just kind of, it's like a Jekyll and Hyde personality.
And that's not always the case with a hypercar, from what I hear.
Well, yeah, sometimes when certain developers or tuning shops get a hold of a car, it's programmed just to go for wide open throttle. There's no happy median. Very rare occasions do you get that, and that's kind of one of the biggest challenges that we see here. We don't want to lose focus of that. We want to still have it where you can hop into a P1 and it drives just fine through the city. Then when you want to take it to the track, it's a lethal weapon, and that's how we evolve these the 12C and the 650S platforms, and the other new platforms that are coming out from McLaren. we want to keep that there. We don't want to lose that feature of the car. It's an amazing feature. It's what keeps it keeps the relationship between the driver and the car even closer, versus you having a car in the garage that, hey, I can only drive that at the track, or oh, that one's not fast enough for me to play with at the track. What if I could have both?
And for people that aren't car people necessarily, you've used the term F1 and P1. I know the P1 is a higher level of McLaren vehicle, right? And the F1 is what?
Well, the F1 was the mid-'90s HyperCar at the time. It was the car that, in my opinion, I believe that car, and actually in a lot of other people's opinions, that the F1 changed the supercar category. It challenged the supercar category. It introduced the hypercar category, and slowly more and more cars have come to market that would rival the F1 or challenge the F1, and continue to evolve the hypercar category. The P1 is just an amazing machine. I mean, I'm convinced, as well as many other people, that it wasn't built by humans. It's probably built by extraterrestrials of some sort. It's a phenomenal machine. I love learning from it. The P1 shows us that with the present technology right now for the automotive industry and where it's headed, and it's a very positive direction, and we can only just appreciate it, learn from it, and continue to progress.
So with hypercar development, are you taking more of a stock, lower model, lower performance McLaren vehicle and sort of reaching the some of the levels that are achieved by the P1?
As far as the powertrain, we're actually developing to match P1 or exceed P1 levels. I mean, it's just we've got programs that pretty much cater to a few different clients, wants and needs. So we have a program developed, that's great for road course setup. We have a program developed that's just for drag racing, whether it's a half mile, quarter mile, or we have the standing mile program. So we have a few programs that are catered to each specific needs. We can accommodate just about anybody. And if you came knocking on the door and you said, "Hey, I just want a full-blown race car. I don't care about having it, having it on the street. I don't care if it's civilized. We can cater to that too."
We're going to take a short break. We're talking with Safa Yousef of HyperCar Development. For more information, you can go to their website, hyperfastcars.com. I'm Lisa Caprelli, Brian Gapps. You're listening to The Business Experience Show. We'll be right back.
Need investment strategies for family or business? Talk to Scott Shire at Quintessential Financial or visit betterfinancialfuture.us. Learn some tricks of the wealthy and apply them to your assets. Learn how to better secure your savings with IRAs. Find out about tax shelters and leveraging your insurance policies. Talk about college planning now. Heard regularly on Business Radio, our financial tips can help you find a new BFF. Better Financial Future. Visit betterfinancialfuture.us. That's betterfinancialfuture.us.
Welcome back to the Business Experience Show. We're talking with HyperCar Development's lead engineer, Safa Yousef. I'm Lisa Caprelli, Brian Gapps. Safa, you've been quoted as saying that we want to develop the first road legal car that can achieve 300 miles per hour. Explain that.
Yeah, that's actually been a very top secret program of ours. We're trying to collect as much data as we can every time we go out to the airstrip and do some of our testing. We do have an experimental program and an experimental car that we are testing with. And what we mean by a road legal car, it would not use parachutes. It would not use a ridiculous type of body work. It would still be a fully loaded vehicle as if it was from the showroom floor from the McLaren dealership.
And because what you do with these vehicles when you modify them, it involves new braking systems, new tires and wheels, a new completely custom exhaust system, and all these, every component of the vehicle is changed with the HyperCar program.
Yeah, with the whether it's the 300-mile program or whether it's a Hyper 1200, Hyper 1500 car, the car, when it comes into the facility, it actually is completely dismantled down just to the rolling chassis, and we go through several areas where we see there was compromises, and we upgrade those areas. It's a full-blown development program for the car, just to, from not just horsepower, but braking, cooling, which is very important in these vehicles, and comfort.
And these vehicles are essentially the owner's babies. I mean, they baby these vehicles. And how are they about handing over their baby to you?
Yeah, it's some are comfortable, and some we offer extra TLC, and we actually have exclusive access. We give the clients exclusive access to video feeds where they can come log in and watch their car on the dyno, watch their build process, and we also send tons and tons of photos of the build process. So we keep the client up to date. We build a portfolio of the vehicle and kind of just show them the step-by-step progression.
So, Safa, I'm a big fan of entrepreneurship. What's been one of the funnest things for you in developing HyperCar development and your experience so far?
Honestly, it's the team. Just seeing every time we exceed our goals or we develop something exciting and new. I just like seeing the entire team lit up. It's not a one-man show. It's impossible. If anyone tells you it is, they're lying to you. And that's the most important part to me is the whole team. And I'm just as excited when they get excited about some of our accomplishments.
So, what advice would you have for someone wanting to jumpstart their dream of having their own business or being an entrepreneur in something they just absolutely love?
The biggest thing is just look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, how hungry are you? Mm-hmm. And next is surround yourself with great people, positive people. That's important. Stay focused.
And you've mentioned several phases or different levels of development. And what's next for HyperCar? What are you working on right now? And what are some of the steps that take you there?
Right now, the biggest project is that 300-mile-per-hour car. There's a lot of unknowns. There's no... Once you get to when you're reaching for those type of speeds in a road car, it's not easy to find any type of consulting or anyone that's eager to share information or publish information. So we're having to tiptoe around that area and tiptoe around those speeds, collect data, and just build our own knowledge. In that, it's like going to space, it's like going to outer space. It's an unknown. So in still trying to preserve the road car. Right. Categorization. That's the biggest challenge right now that we're facing, is just developing that car and developing it safely and making sure that there's no, that everyone is safe.
And I imagine, as difficult as it is for you to get information, people are also probably trying to get your information. And how difficult is that to protect what you're doing?
Obviously, we've got certain systems that we've developed, and we've gone through the process of applying for patents and hiring firms to protect our workforce. But at the end of the day, you just have to be smart with what you say and what you do. And then when the time's right, we'll make the information available.
Okay, so the next level that you're working on is what?
The next level, actually, we've got the Hyper 1200 under testing right now. It's been completed, and we are further developing the Hyper 1500.
And that's 1,500 horsepower.
Yes. So as we're testing the Hyper 1200, we're learning from it and finding any shortcomings or weaknesses and applying that to the 1,500 so we can have that much better of a program for the 1,500. That's how you do it, is see what your limitations are from the lower level and upgrade from there, and improve from there, re-engineer from there, and develop the higher level.
One of the more interesting aspects of your HyperCar is that it can go from street to track without modification. I mean, you could just drive right up and then, boom, put it on the track. Is that correct?
Yeah, a lot of the settings, the user dynamic panel that's in the vehicle, that's still preserved. The functions of it are still preserved. And that's where you go in there and you can adjust your suspension settings, adjust your powertrain settings. All that is still functioning. and that's kind of where you go in there and alter your car's personality, whether it's for a civilized street machine to a full-blown wild animal on the road course, or the airstrip, or the drag strip.
And along those lines with taming that, you've also achieved a benchmark that a lot of people haven't with a McLaren, is that you're able to put it up on a two-wheel dyno.
Yeah, we actually have a little bit more understanding of the McLaren ESP modules, the ECUs, powertrain modules, and we can get the car to cooperate with us when we're doing our tuning on our Superflow two-wheel chassis dyno. Not a lot of people have that ability without a factory diagnostic tool, but over here we're able to get the car to cooperate just fine.
Safa, so my last question for you, what is the profile of a McLaren owner buyer? What makes them want to take a McLaren and make it go faster to you?
Well, it's just our natural competitive nature. You know, that's how we are. We're just competitive by nature. We're competitive beasts. We're always, especially in a group of males. There's always the one that wants to stand out and be the alpha male. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just fun to be competitive with your friends.
Right.
I enjoy it with my buddies. We're always, whether we're on the motorcycles or dirt bikes or jet skis, we're always just, acting up and seeing who can one up who.
Well, it's certainly more than a fun toy. Well, thanks for being on our show, Safa. And for more information, how can we contact you?
Go to our website at www.hyperfastcars.com. We've got our Instagram button there. We've got our Facebook buttons there. Follow us on Instagram as well at HyperFastCars. We've got great photos. We've got great following. We make all of our special announcements through Instagram.
And if somebody wants to learn how to make their McLaren go faster, who do they talk to at HyperCar Development?
You can call us at 844-HYPER-10. I'll be happy to speak with anyone, Thad or anyone from the team. We'll be happy to have a chat with them.
Well, thank you so much, Safa. So this is the Business Experience Show. I'm Lisa Caprelli. Brian Gabbs. We're talking with Safa Yousef, lead engineer from HyperCar Development. And for more information, go to hyperfastcars.com. Thank you for listening to the Business Experience Show.